I wear teal to support those who have struggled or attempted suicide. While I wear other colors as well, I am passionate about supporting others. I have struggled with my own mental health since I was 13. I did not reach out for help until my sophomore year of college at the age of 19. I battled depression and anxiety on my own for 6 years because I was afraid to let anyone know what I was dealing with. The stigma surrounding mental health kept me from reaching out for help, and I'm determined to keep that from happening to anyone else. Mental health is just as important as physical, and it should be treated in the same way. Being a part of this organization over the past 4 years has truly inspired me to share my story so others feel comfortable to do the same. On the internet and social media, we share every part of our lives, but there's a long way to go when it comes to mental health and suicide. Open and honest conversation will help us to end the stigma so no one has to suffer in silence. I wear teal to support my friends and family who have struggled. I wear teal to bring suicide and mental health out of the darkness.
My name is Jack Shirley, and I'm the Vice President of PR and Marketing for Butler's chapter of Be the Voice. I wear purple to honor a friend from high school who lost their life to suicide. Although I stand for many of the colors, this purple color is what led to me being more honest with myself and others about my own mental health. This tragic situation showed me the pain that comes with suffering silently. I remember hesitating to open up to others about the remorse I was feeling because I didn't want the people I cared about to feel such a heavy emotional weight. I felt guilty for questioning what the point of living was when this friend no longer even had the ability to think those thoughts. Soon after, I began opening up to others and letting them in on my hurt and on my healing. I discovered many of those closest to me had experienced a similar mental journey and were what I like to call fellow travelers on the journey to mental wellness. Taking care of your mental health will never be a one-size-fits-all approach. Some days I'm crying in therapy and trapped under my weighted blanket, but other days I feel like me, cracking jokes and being a little too loud and probably a little too profane. What helps me is knowing how much of a difference our conversations can make. Having hard conversations can save lives. At times, it can feel easier to be alone. Let someone in, heal with them, hurt with them, sit under the rain cloud with them. Through honest conversations and a strong sense of community, I believe we can work toward a world free of suicide.
Hi, I'm Caroline Osler, a current sophomore here at Butler. I wear teal to show that I support someone who struggles or has attempted to die by suicide. Teal is not the only color I wear, but one that best represents my love for the people around me. I have personally struggled with mental health challenges since high school. I can remember countless nights of being exhausted but not being able to sleep, or nights where I had to make late-night phone calls to friends to calm myself down. I never truly understood the magnitude mental health challenges had not only on the individual, but loved ones as well. I never realized how difficult it was to watch someone you cared so deeply about struggle with thoughts of isolation, sadness, and hopelessness, until I experienced it with a loved one myself. This is why I wear teal. To show others that I am the friend they could call when they need someone to talk to in the middle of the night, to remind the community that they are not fighting their battles alone, and to encourage others to start the awkward conversations, because we are all in this together.
Today I wear purple for many different reasons. The biggest reason that I'm wearing this color and am here today as a member of Be the Voice is my cousin Nikki. We lost Nikki to suicide during my junior year of high school. From the outside, Nikki looked like she had her entire life together. She had an MBA, a loving family, and somehow ran marathons in her free time. However, as we all can attest to, mental illness can influence a person's life in so many ways. Nikki was a hula hoop enthusiast, a yoga master, loved bubbles, and everything Winnie the Pooh. Nikki's favorite quote was, "You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think." And I truly believe that quote is applicable in all of our lives. I walk today to remember my older cousin that I always looked up to. I wanted to be just like her when I grew up. I wear purple today to break the stigma behind talking about mental illness, suicide, and asking for help. Regardless of your personal reason for being here today, whether it's in support of a loved one, to be an ally, or just to learn more about AFSP, I am so grateful. Please know that none of you are alone, and that organizations like Be the Voice are in your corner to help make those dark days a little brighter.
Hi, I'm Abby Souter. and I served this year as co-vice president of Be The Voice, and I'm here to talk to you today about the green beads. And I wear the green beads because of my own personal struggle and attempt, and even though these things aren't easy to say out loud, I pride myself on being an open person, but it was much easier for me to write this all down rather than say it out loud. So, throughout my time at Butler, I saw my highest highs and my lowest lows, and those lows were terrifying. Even though the highs were incredible, the lows were terrifying, and I just pushed people away. I isolated myself. I denied all the help people offered and suggested to me, and I coped in horribly unhealthy ways. I would drink in extremely excessive amounts just to make sure I forgot how I felt, and I would do that so often. And I would either sleep for over 12 hours a day or less than 2 hours a day. And I just got into this routine that hurt me so much more than I was already hurting. And I didn't want to admit to myself that there was something wrong. I didn't want to have to take medicine every day to feel normal. I just wanted to be normal and okay. And I just used humor as a coping mechanism for so long, and I still do that, but I just recently learned how to use that in a healthy way. But I used to just laugh off or make a joke anytime someone would ask me if I was doing okay or how my mental well-being was. And even while I was being asked if I was doing okay, I would continuously think that no one cared and I was completely alone. I felt so isolated and so untrustworthy, and everyone around me, it was horrible. And I just felt like I could only lean on myself, and no one would just ever understand what I was dealing with or the thoughts inside my head. And so during that isolation period, my thoughts just went to a very dark place and stayed there for what felt like an eternity. I had hurt myself, I had made plans to end my life, and I truly believed that I was at the end of my road and that I had nothing to live for. After a while, I started seeing others on social media and in my life talk about the dark places that their mind has taken them to. And once I heard and saw those stories, I didn't feel as alone because I knew other people's minds took them to those horrible places. And our brains lie to us. And I didn't realize that, and I just believed all of those lies that my brain told me for so long. And so slowly but surely, I began telling my loved ones, my friends, and my family what I was dealing with inside my own head. And they already knew. I didn't even have to tell them because they could tell I wasn't okay. And they were helping me that whole time, and I had no idea. And they were just there, and I didn't even notice because I was so obsessed with the thoughts in my own head and the lies that I told myself. And after about a year of talking about it, going to therapy, taking meds, just sharing my story, I felt comfortable enough to share on social media and tell basically strangers online. And this organization and literally every aspect of my life gave me that confidence to share what I had been through. And because I don't want anyone else to think that they ever feel alone or that they ever are alone, because you're not. Because millions and millions of people deal with those horrible dark thoughts in their brain. And there's nothing wrong with having to take a pill or two every morning. And I truly have no idea what I would have done or where I would be right now if I never saw or heard others speak up. It's important to share your story no matter what stage of your story you're in. It's important to share, to help yourself, to help others and to help end the stigma around mental health and suicide. Because mental health and physical health are the exact same, and they deserve the same attention and care. Thank you.
I wear blue to support suicide prevention. Blue is not the only set of beads I wear, but it is the reason I am here today. I have struggled with eating disorders and depression since middle school. While I still struggle at times, I am leaps and bounds ahead of where I was in the past. I felt alone and helpless. I walk to let others feeling alone and helpless know that they are not alone and that there is hope. I found AFSP my freshman year at Butler, and it helped me realize that mental health issues are so much more prevalent than I previously thought. The community support that is created is so powerful in making those struggling not feel alone in their journey.